Hello everybody, Joey Tempest here from the band Europe, and of course you are watching Chaos TV.
So first of all, hello and welcome to Finland, man, once again.
Yeah, we're back. Thank you for having us here. Yeah, it's great.
So in generally, how has the summer been so far for you and the band?
So it's still early days. I've done a few festivals. Early in the year we're in Japan. We've had some fun. Barcelona just a while ago, that was a great festival. We bumped into some friends this summer, Def Leppard and Whitesnake, on these two shows in Finland. And Scorpions. So these are three bands we bump into every now and then to play the same festivals, which is really cool because we know these guys. And
so it's kind of like a family reunion.
Yeah, it's kind of fun backstage to meet up and talk a bit. But also because we like these bands, we respect them. We're fans. We're fans of these bands since we were kids. Scorpions, Whitesnake, Def Leppard, great bands.
Yeah, and you kind of belong to the same scene in a way.
Yeah, that's probably why we play the same festivals, and it's kind of cool. The fans appreciate it,
So you mentioned Japan, so how is Japan for Europe?
Japan has been a long story for us. Japan was the first country outside of Sweden that recognized us, maybe Finland. So if we see Sweden, Finland, and Japan.
Okay,
first
so
time
that's quite weird.
That is weird. And we try to not say this, or we try to hide the fact and try not talking about it, but it's the truth.
Okay, yeah.
I'm joking. Anyway, first gig in Finland, 1983. Okay.
Do you actually remember anything about that?
Yeah, no. Yes and no. I remember we were there. But we enjoyed it because it was the first show outside of Sweden. So that was really cool.
You took a ferry and had a lot of party or?
Yeah. Oh man, everybody was sleeping on the way home, on the buses, on the ferries, but we met bands like Road Rats, which was Connie Bloom's first band.
Okay.
We also met Girls' School. We met Blackfoot. I mean, the Finns were really early inviting bands to these shows in the woods, the festivals. It was amazing. You can meet really big artists playing in Finland. It's always been like that. Finland's great love for rock and roll has been, since Hurricanes and all that. It's just been there in the blood. So it's always great to come and play. We always enjoy playing Finland. They like it loud, and they like some rock.
Yeah, and you have, I think, 3 shows during this summer only in Finland.
Yeah.
You just played in Raasepori, and now you have this, and tomorrow Sauna Open Air. So there is some love from Finland coming towards you.
Yeah, this summer 3 shows, 3 festivals. That's good. I like that. Sometimes we get 3 shows in Sweden or in Norway one summer, but this summer was Finland's turn. The rest of the shows are out in Europe this summer, and South America in the autumn. And we've decided to keep touring next year as well. We were going to go into studio beginning of next year, but we've started to think that we would like to tour one more year on Walk the Earth, because we really want to walk the whole Earth with this album. So we have to cover every part of the planet.
Yeah, and
it's going to take a bit of time.
Yeah, and I think the album has done pretty well overall.
Yeah, it's one of those albums you can tour longer on because it's quite strong, and we feel it's fun to play those songs still, actually.
I noticed that you had I just watched some old set list of yours, and I think there were 3 songs that you are playing from the latest album and 2 from the album before. So you actually have quite many new songs in the set list.
Yeah, some people like that, some people don't, but we want to enjoy playing. Of course, we put some big songs, some songs people know, hit songs, but we also want to put 5 or 6 from the new era, and we really enjoy it. And some fans are beginning to enjoy our new stuff too, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I guess it's as a musician, it's more refreshing to play those new songs instead of. I guess you have played Final Countdown quite many times.
Over 1,000 times, but it's still great live. People come together. It doesn't matter if we play a family festival or a thrash metal festival, or if we play Download or Hellfest or Sweden Rock Festival or Rockfest in Barcelona. People from all genres come and check us out. We see thrash metal, heavy metal band come up afterwards, say, hey, yeah, that's cool, I used to listen to your second album. Wings of Tomorrow, Scream of Anger is a great song, but they all want to check out Final Countdown, but they probably grew up with it, and it means something different to everyone. You know, it's kind of cool. It brings people together.
So do you feel it like as a blessing or as a curse that you have such a big hit song?
I think at this stage in our career, when we've done 11 albums, 6 new albums, which actually have done quite well.
Yeah, and they are good albums.
Yeah. Because of that, we are proud of the Final Countdown, because it mixes in with the new stuff. And if we only had the old period, the first 5 albums, and we're touring on that, we wouldn't be touring. We wouldn't like our job. But we have 6 new albums with songs we really love. Fans seem to like songs like Last of Good Eden, Firebox, and I mean, there are War of Kings, Walk the Earth. There are songs that are becoming popular with the fans from the new era. So having the Final Countdown as well is just, it's great. It's great.
So what do you think about the statements? I guess you are aware that like Twisted Sister and Kiss said that like classic bands should only play like their best of sets to their fans. So would it become like quite boring in the end if you would play through that like for 5 years?
That's because they can't write any good new stuff. No, I don't know. But we feel like we want to dig deeper in the studio, learn about recording techniques, find the best engineers, find the best producers. That's half the thing. It's a journey. You need to learn. You need to do like they did in the 70s, 60s. Who is the best producer around? What studio should we work with? What gear are we using? We're quite nerdy with our gear. How can we become better songwriters? What do I need to do for lyrics? You know, I want to study the masters, and you know, this is a continuous journey. If you give up on that and just play the old stuff, forget it. It's not going to happen. Not for us, anyway. There is.
I guess it's like an endless learning experience in a way.
It is endless. You should never stop. And I don't like, bands like say that, we have nothing left to prove. That's ridiculous. You gotta have things left to prove. That otherwise shouldn't be on stage. You gotta do your best all the time. People get cat sitter, babysitters, and organize their trips, come out to see you play. You gotta do 110% every night. You gotta do your albums. If you pay studio time, if you go in a studio and spend time away from your family and you're sacrificing, you gotta make the best fucking album you can. So it's a continuous journey. It's just, if you're a rock band, you're a rock band. You got to do it all the way. But there's something to be said about classic rock and nostalgia. If you play live, you should play your big songs. If I go and see AC/DC, if I go see Van Halen, I want to hear those big songs.
Yeah, of course.
So that's cool. But if you have good new tracks and good new songs, play them, because fans will get drawn in with your new stuff and you might get a new audience. And that's how we work. We want to keep pushing it all the time.
So how's the creative process for you? Do you constantly write new music, or how does that work for you? Do you start writing when you are starting to make a new album, or how does it work?
Yeah, for us we don't write so much on the road. We've never been like that. We're a soundcheck band as well, so we always soundcheck. Some bands don't soundcheck, we soundcheck whenever we can. Festivals is more difficult, as you know.
Yeah.
But it's possible sometimes. You can go in the morning and do it, yeah? Sorry, what was the question again?
About the writing process.
Yeah.
Is it like that you just write when you start writing an album, or do you constantly write yourself at your home?
What happens to us is usually we write for 6 months when the touring has come to an end on an album. So it takes us about 4 to 6 months to write, to get everything together, get 75 to 80% ready, music and lyrics. Then we go into the studio and then we work fast. Record everything live in 2 weeks. This is how we've done it on Bag of Bones, War of Kings, and Walk the Earth. The last three Europe albums we recorded fast, because those fast decisions are amazing in the studio. Everybody's there, everybody's on fire. That's how those great albums were made in the 70s, on the spot. When that glow, when that fire is there.
Yeah, I think it's you don't need to overthink of things.
No, you shouldn't. But you should be prepared though, and it's a good thing. You don't want to waste time in the studio and waste anybody's time. So if you're 75% ready, then the last bit the producer can help out with, or the circumstances, or whatever happens in the studio. But we've been so lucky working with Dave Cobb, great musician and producer, and a great guy to just hang with. He's now part of the band. Like he works with Rival Sons, he also works with us. He's part of the band when we're in the studio with him. He writes with us. He comes with great ideas. He sits and plays the songs with us in a circle in the studio before we record it, and then we just slam it down live, 3 or 4 takes, and pick the best takes to work on, and to finish up. And it feels, the nerve is there, the decisions were made right there, and that's how you make great rock records.
So Walk the Earth was released I think October 2017, and you said that you will continue touring for another year, but what's the process with the next album? Have you already started writing it?
We started talking about it, and everybody is sort of collecting ideas individually, and that's how we start. And sometimes we start something we call the Sunday Club, where every Sunday you contribute an idea. We email an idea to each other.
Okay.
So we may do that again. It's kind of good because it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you producing stuff at home.
Yeah, and you have to do something if you have that.
Then you have to do something, and then you get the ball rolling. And as soon as you get 2 or 3 great ideas going, then it starts rolling. And then you come into that 6 months period I talked to you about before the recording, where we meet up, we rehearse together, we send a lot of ideas, in different ways. I mean, what we write in many different ways. I mean, me and Mick meet up sometimes, the keyboard player, and I play drums and sing, and he play keyboards.
Okay.
And we jam for 2 days straight. So we have 12 to 13 hours of material that I go back to London to sift through. And then I sift through all the jamming bits, and I take that bit and that bit and that bit and send it back to Mick and say, what do you think of this? And then we stop. That's how Walk the Earth came about. That's how a lot of great Europe tracks have come about. Me and Mick just jamming and picking out the best
No
bits.
wonder it takes some time.
Yeah, because it's kind of organic though. It just flows back and forth. But some songs, like some of John Norum's songs, like GTO and When We Were in Abbey Road, was just done on the spot. Angels we wrote on the spot in Stockholm for War of Kings with Dave Cobb on the spot. So some songs happen in the studio as well, whereas some songs have a long journey to get there.
Yeah. But that's kind of nice that the magic happens where the magic happens. In a way.
Yeah, it's cool.
So thank you a lot
Hey, man.
for your time, and all the best for the future. Anything you want to say as last words to all the Finnish fans watching this afterwards?
Finnish fans, rock and roll fans. We've been here since '83. We've been coming for every album, and we've great support here in Finland. And we know you like guitars. We know you like it loud. We know you like melodies as well, but you like it heavy, and we like that. So hopefully we'll see you soon, and enjoy these shows as well. All right.